So how can writing a book or sharing your story change your life? Because the truth is, it absolutely can, and it will. I'm Kate Emerson, best-selling author and international speaker and facilitator of retreats around the world.
And I'm Sarah Bullen. I'm a literary agent and I am a writing coach, and I work with writers to get their books written.
So I'll start to, for me as a coach, I had written many articles, I had been published, I had been paid for articles in magazines, I had a newsletter with 10,000 people that I was conversing with regularly. But there was something very intriguing and quite pivotal that happened when my first book came out. So it's like I remember feeling it in my hand, and what happened on my 45th birthday when I launched it, that my brand had been building, my business had been growing, my leverage had been getting more traction, if that's not a great way to say it. But when the book came out, it all started happening exponentially. People were able to find me quicker. I was known as the go-to expert. My credibility increased profoundly. I suddenly was getting booked for 10 times more talks. I was traveling internationally. I became the go-to person in this world of decluttering your life, and my motto, live light, live large. It also, though, became a way to connect more with my clients or potential clients, because sometimes they might have heard me at a talk, but they had a little piece to take away that they could then go and change their life. So they might have been inspired or challenged, which is often my nature, and then they go, well, I could do something in my world. So it also helped me reach thousands of more people by having that wonderful little product called a book. And it's still to this day one of my favorite memories in my life.
You know, there's such a big shift between being a writer and suddenly becoming an author. And you are an author when you have a book that's published, no matter how it's published. It really doesn't matter. I published my books a decade or so ago. But the most profound feeling and change I felt through sharing my writing has actually been in my shorter stories I've written as a journalist. The one story I wrote which really shifted my life was when I wrote about my husband passing away and being in a coma for a month. And the challenge was laid down by a friend of mine, and she said to me, Sarah, make sure something good comes of it. And I knew my way of putting things out in the world is through telling stories and storytelling. So I told my story, and I didn't feel that I had to tell it in a book again, because I've written about myself a lot. And this I told in a magazine article. And years later, when I had breast cancer, I did the same thing again. I wrote the story and I shared it with the public and with people. And it is really profound to share your story. It is exposing and revealing, but there are just lives you can touch and change. Yeah.
I was going to say, because we know that when you pick up a book, or you fall into a character, or you read someone's story in a magazine and it touches you deeply and you resonate and it has a profound impact on your life. So imagine if you do that for someone else. So it does require courage. It requires being vulnerable. Whether you're writing a memoir, nonfiction, or a novel, you become a different person when you write a long-form book. You are never the same person at the end, even of your first draft. But the moment you are published and it's out there, it's a spectacular, beautiful, terrifying, and exhilarating journey to go on.
It is indeed. And we hope you walk that journey yourself if there is a book in your heart. And we are inviting you. We run a series of international mentorships to help you get your book written.
Those are from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere you can join, and they're online, or you can join us on a retreat and come and bask in the sun and have a great time, make friends, and tell your story.
So I'm just going to plant that seed, because I'm going there soon. We go to Greece, we go to Spain, we run retreats in South Africa, America, Italy, just you name it. Come and join us. See you soon.
Love to see you there.